All right guys, I completely forgot to start this video a long time ago. So I went ahead and I've made one shadow box. This one I'm working on right now is gonna be a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna change up the consistency of the antiquing on it. So if you're looking on making shadow boxes for taxidermy or some sort of art thing or whatever, I'm using mine for mountain ducks. So well, this other one's gonna be for a pheasant, so I got two pheasants flying in it, but this one I'm about to show you is for ducks. So I'm about to show you the end product, and I'm gonna show you what I do. All right, so this is the end product on the one. I'm gonna put a mallard down here on the bottom, and then the customer plans on putting a whole bunch of photos and all the other, cool stuff, or, things to be able to remember, their dog or the hunt and that sort of thing. That's gonna be that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop over here on the other side and show you what I'm doing. So that is the stain I'm using. It's classic black, it's satin. What I'm doing here is I'm pretty much using a rag. I did use that thing, but I feel like that puts on a lot more stain than what you need. And if you're gonna do it, use that properly, it's gonna take forever. So if you just use a rag and, obviously coat everything that you got. So that's what I gotta do here to these boards. The next step, once they're dry, is you're gonna get some sandpaper. So use like a block or something like that you got left over, and go ahead and use some sandpaper onto it. This right here is 80 grit. That's what's been working for me. And what I'll do is I'll turn around and scuff it all up to the point where the original color of the pine starts to show, but you still got a whole lot of black on there. And then, or you can do not as much black. It just depends on the consistency that you want. And then what I'll come into is using a wood stain. So this is early American. I like it. It's kind of almost like a honey color. And what it does is just darken back the colors of what we'll be showing from this. And then you'll have the black. I got my watch talking to me. You got the black shining through. Obviously, this is gonna be popping through as well because you use the sandpaper, and then you turn around and take that stain, throw it over top of it one more time, and then you slap it together. So I showed you everything here. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the point where I'm putting it together, and I'll go ahead and show you pretty much how I nail and screw everything, so that way it's not gonna fall. All right, so it's the next day. Everything all dried up. What I did was went ahead and hit it with sandpaper, and I laid out all my boards. And what I did under here is, this is like I think a 1x2, but any sort of board for that backing will work, but I like that size. So what I plan on doing is I'm gonna go ahead and secure these down to this top one and the bottom one. The bottom one's up here, I'll show you. The bottom one. And once I got that secured, then I'll go ahead and start on the frame. But what I will do on this is, what you wanna do is tack down, well, first, make all your measurements. I try to make this board and that top one equal on both top and bottom, and by running a tape measure underneath it. And then what I'll do is put one nail in, then go to the top, do the same thing, put one nail in, make sure everything's all straight, then go ahead and lay out all my boards, and then secure the far left and right one, making sure everything's all tight. And then that's when I'll go down the line and then make sure that all of them are even. So once you start doing it, you'll figure it out. It's really not that hard. Sorry, the last clip, I realized I wasn't holding the phone in the right direction, but so this is how I secured it to these two boards. Both of those are level if you want to throw a level on it while you're doing it. So that way when you attach your wall hangers, you know that they're gonna be level, which helps you hang it a lot better. So that's the back side of it. That's the back side of the board. I use finishing nails. I put 2 in each one, and the same thing on top. So you secure down that first one, then come down to this one, making sure that all your measurements are right. Measure twice, cut once, and same thing with nailing. So I did the same thing with that top. The next step we're gonna do is the sides and the top and bottom of it. So the way I cut these boards, the sides are gonna run deep, right? So it's not gonna be as deep on the sides. The top and bottom are gonna be on top like this. So pretty much what you wanna do here, which I found was easiest for me, is take a tape measure, have it hit the ground, come up and get your measurement on how high to throw the nail into the board. I'll probably put 5 or 6 going down the side to secure the sides on, and then the same thing on the other side, and then I'll get the top and bottom done. Or I might just run clockwise or counterclockwise, just mounting the boards. But that's what I do. Always make your measurement on where to throw in the nail, so that way you're not missing and you're not gonna splinter it or anything like that. Another tip I learned yesterday, which I'm glad I went this route, is when you're doing the top or bottom and you're having a shelf, like if you're gonna have a duck or something hanging off of it, you're gonna have a lot of downward tension. So it's always good to come through that backside and throw some screws in there, and always pre-drill your hole first, so that way your screw doesn't completely splinter everything and split it. So what I will do, more than likely for the top and bottom of this, is I'll put the screws in. I'll probably do 3. So I'll do like 1 on this board, 1 in the middle, and then 1 on that board. And I'll do it top and bottom. Those sides are just gonna be finishing nails. And then I'll show you how to anchor it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get all these mounted on, and we'll get right back. All right, so I got it all put together, and I went ahead and showed you what the color difference is once you put, I showed you before, that stain. You go ahead and apply that stain to it. So what I got here is I'm using this brush instead of a rag. The other one I have up there, I did with a rag, so I might end up bringing it back down and applying it again with this, just to make it a little bit more brown versus black. So I don't know, we'll try, but this is, I'm just gonna do 1 coat on this, and that'd be the 2nd coat on that one. And I'm gonna leave this one as it is, and the 2nd coat with the other one, I'm gonna leave that how it is too. So, yep. All right, I'll go ahead and show you the finished product here in just a second. All right, that's all done. So I'll probably end up just throwing it in the boat, so that way I don't get the wet stain on my wall, even though the wall's kind of tore up anyway with all the screws. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull down that one. Probably won't show you the end result on that, but this is what it comes out to. So you black stain it, you sand it, and you throw a lighter stain on there. So I think it turned out pretty good. I think they'll be happy with it. I'm gonna have 2 pheasants in there, so I can't tell. I don't know which one's the top or bottom. Let's see. This is the, oh, almost about to make a mess. This is the top. So I went ahead and marked off how far apart on the screws they should go. But if you like it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate all y'all watching. Hopefully this helps some of y'all. But my name's Chris. This is Duckalope Outdoors, and y'all stay safe out there.